Hi everyone. Um, yeah, so I thought I'd just go through my editing process for a um, photo I took of Kelly a couple of months ago. Um, it is, this was taken on a shoot that I did in Joburg. So I thought I'd just go through some of the things that I do with a photo, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So I'm going to talk you through the process of the retouching. I used two lights in this shot. There's one light coming from the left over here. That's lighting Kelly. I think I shot it with the grid, and then on the right hand side at the back here you can see there's a light up at the top there that's creating a light here on the thing. So there's quite a bit of stuff that I need to do. I need to remove this light stand over here. I'm not too sure if I'll remove that light. I kind of like it there. That's adding a nice element to the shot. And then yeah, I'll just retouch the skin and yeah, maybe remove one or two of these hairs on the eyes. And there's a couple more descriptions. I just want to look if there's another image here. So yeah, let's get to it. So let's start off with removing some of the imperfections. And yeah, I mean, we're human beings. We all have these imperfections and little bumps and frown lines and what have you. So there's nothing unbecoming of it. And yeah, so I use the healing brush. Photoshop's done quite an amazing thing with creating this little brush, and yeah, it's quite accurate to a point. Yeah. So yeah, it's not. I don't want to remove all the hairs. I just want to make it look a little bit neater, if one wants to call it that. Yeah. Let's see what goes on over here. Yeah. So just to make it look a little bit neater. What about this hair there? No. On the jacket, any white spots and fluffs, we can just remove. And then maybe just take that away, and yeah, I'll just look for like little flower hairs that are not so cool. Maybe just fix up a couple of spots on the roof here just to make it look a little bit neater. And there was a so yeah, just looking at all the little things that can irritate me in the shot. And look, it's not necessary to remove everything, but yeah, I kind of look for that perfect photo. Alright, so let's have a look here. We can see the edge of the light stand come out. Let's see what a good job this tool does on the leg here. Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, so, and let's see if it can find enough stuff to. That's not too bad. You just have to go over it a couple of times. Looks like it's a bit confused there. Let's try again. It still doesn't want to do it. So we've got ways to get around that. Let's see how far we can go with this tool without it destroying what the image looks like. Okay, so we've hit a little bit of a snag over there, and yeah, we're going to have to revert to another tool there. I doubt whether we'll be able to do it with this particular brush. So yeah, again, this is what we can remove before I swap tools. Yeah, I'm probably going a bit overboard with regards to that now. But yeah, you can see I'm zoomed in at 200%, which is probably way too much anyway to do this type of work. I'm looking at all the little imperfections. So yeah, just trying to get rid of the white fluffs on the jacket and the little pieces of lint in that hair there. Okay, alright, imperfections on the skin there. Yeah, Kelly's got a beautiful skin, so retouching makes it quite easy. Alright, so let's work on the hardest things first. So let's try and see if we can remove this light stand over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the pen tool and I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to make a selection of this area here by the wall, and my idea here is to leave the wall. I mean, so we're going to select the wall and then invert the selection, and then use the clone tool. And yeah, I'm just making a rough selection here at the bottom because I'm not going to work there actually. And there might be another way to do this, but you know, this works for me. I'm going to do a selection. We're going to probably use a radius of about, say, 1. And then I'm going to invert the selection. Alright. Okay, so now I'm going to take my clone tool, and I've set it at 100% opacity at 20% flow. And let's see if I can just start working this here. You see I messed it up there. So we just Control Z to delete that. We're going to zoom in a little bit more here and see if we can just align this properly. Not too bad. So because yeah, you see now, yeah, maybe a little bit of a I might have to go over it a couple more times. Right, seems to be coming right. And yeah, how are you guys doing otherwise with this lockdown? It's just hope everyone is safe and is kind, you know. I must say social media has become more social during these times, which is quite nice. Not so many adverts. Well, there are still adverts, but I mean, it's not. Yeah, so challenging times for us, but I think we'll get through it. Well, I know we'll get through it. Yeah, so this is quite boring because I've got to go make sure all the details are things. So I'm probably going to speed this up quite a bit from now, just so that I can get rid of the light stand. And yeah, so we'll be back in a minute or so. I'm just getting rid of the light stand. And yeah, I don't want to bore you. So, okay, we'll be back in a minute. Cheers. So we're almost at the end of this removing the light stand. One thing that needs to be mentioned is that this takes a bit of patience. So yeah, you know, and you're gonna make mistakes and what have you, and the whole thing, yeah, is that it should look natural. So I'm looking at this particular spot here where we've got like overlapping things, you know, like the walls overlapping with the Venetian blind and what have you. So I'm just going to, I don't know actually what I'm going to do here. I think I might just remove this whole thing completely. But yeah, just to show you what we've done. So the light stand was there. I should have created another layer, but it is not there anymore. And you actually can't even see this here right now. So yeah, that's not looking bad at all. So yeah, the light stand is now gone. And let's go in. You know, this is just gonna irritate me, so let me I'll fix it up right now. So again, I'm just going to use the pen tool, and we're going to make a selection, something like, let's just go back out there, to the bottom of this ledge here. Just make that selection select. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's take we're going to take the clone stamp tool again, and we're just going to gently take this and just extend this like all the way down and see what it looks like. I'm sure it's going to look cool. Or we won't know that was there recently. You see I'm making small little errors as I go along, but just cover it. Okay, Control D. Okay, so we've got a little bit of like imperfections here, and yeah, I'll just use the clone template tool just to, because you're not going to see it at all. Alright, so let's get to the skin. Alright, so again, Kelly's got amazing skin, so it's just a matter of touching it up slightly, and you know, like this dark patch under the eye, we'll remove that, and we're going to probably add a little bit more light to the eyes, and some dodging and burning. Alright, so there's this cool tool that I bought. It's a panel retouching panel. I will link the panel below. Yeah, so yeah, this is it's currently selected on the mixing brush tool, which is an amazing tool to use. But for this year, I'm going to use my brush tool and 100% opacity, 3% flow, and I'm just going to, I'm only working on the color layer at the moment, so I'm not working on the texture. It's called frequency separation. So just what this little panel does is it just helped me, or it created the action for me, or it's got the action created in it, and I'll just push play basically, and yeah, I'll let it run. So you can see here that the skin, so just to even out the colors just a tad, you know, so that it doesn't, and there's a bit of a blend between colors rather. So there's another thing that I'm going to do, and I'll show you that in a minute. I'll just maybe fix that up a little bit. Alright, so I'm kind of happy with that. I don't want to spend too much time making this right here. Oops, see there, I made a mistake. So I will go to the mixing brush tool and just blend this here just together just a little bit, and there's a bit of a imperfection over there. Oops, so that's wrong. again, we don't want to make it just fixing up the... Alright, so that's that. Then I'm going to look at the skin tones quickly, and this is also part of this tool, which is amazing. Let's take the skin tones, that's a mid-tone, and we'll look at a highlight, which is somewhere over there. And I'm just going to paint on the skin, just to make sure that the skin tones are the same throughout the image, So I'm just going to turn on my mask so I can see what I'm doing with the brush. And so I'm just painting on her skin, and it doesn't. Well, this because the brush is soft. It makes it doesn't have to be like perfect. One could go in and select the skin and create a mask of the skin and what have you. But yeah, it doesn't take you that long to do it, and it looks weird at the moment. It really does. I'm probably going overboard here because this is the feet and they're in shadow anyway. But this foot here isn't. So just to make sure that the skin tones look nice. And yeah, when using this, I'm normally quite careful about the tattoos, because it does, especially if there's a lot of color in the tattoos, then it will go over the tattoo and think that it's a dark area of skin, and it will apply the color to that tattoo. So if there's color in the tattoo, then I usually avoid the tattoo, so I'll just go around it. But yeah, this works amazingly, especially on if you're on the your model's on the beach and you want to get an even skin tone, and she's in a bikini or whatever, you show lots of skin. So I use the face as the sample for that, and just for the rest of the body, so it all looks the same. Alright, so now that we've done that, I've flattened the skin layer. Let's go to frequency separation. So I've got a different, and this is an 8-bit image. So so what happens is your layers will come up and you create a blur on your bottom layer. So this is quite a wide image, so it's not super close and not showing all super detail. So about 3 pixels, just so that the bottom layer is a bit blurred. And then we take the lasso tool, 20 pixels, and we just want to sort of even out the skin just a tad. Normally I go 2 pixels higher than what I've originally chosen. Just looking at this now, I'm probably going to have to come back here and I don't know. Again, it's a wide image, it's not a super close up, so I wouldn't really. Now you can see it's just it's a bit of skin softening and blending the colors, a little bit of the skin tones, and it helps. I don't go over the tattoo when I'm doing this, because it will make colors blend in a little bit and make it look soft. So yeah. All right, so that's about it for the skin. Oops. You can see it's very subtle. Nothing too hectic. Yeah, and then that's that for the skin. All right, what I normally do is just add a bit of noise to this layer. I kind of like what it does to the skin. Just roughens it up. It adds a bit of texture to the skin. And yeah, next I'm going to do is a dodge and burn. Okay, again it's all through this panel. And I'm at 3% flow, and just going to just focus on the highlights and create a bit of definition, because there is definition there already, but just to create a little bit more. Right, and you can see I'll turn this on and off. This is so subtle. It's very subtle. It's not doing major changes here. Okay, and so this creates the depth, what I'll zoom in is go a bit closer to the lip here, and just draw and just make it a little bit dark on the edges, and just lighten that there. So the makeup, I'll just make it a little bit lighter there, and the eyes. So the eye is a little bit dark, but you can see what it's doing on the face there. So yeah, that's very subtle. Alright, so let's flatten that. Let's come into the eyes. This panel has got an eyes tool here, and it creates like a whole lot of different layers to work on the eyes. So I'm at this stage here, we want to brighten the iris. We're going to brighten the iris, so I'm going to bring this down here, make it 20%. And let's see how much light we can get into the iris without making it look. I'm going to do the eyeball as well. Eyeball. So, and let's look at removing any reds from the eyeball, and any blues as well. So the one thing with regards to this eyes need to look realistic, and let's see if we can put a little bit more light, especially to the eye on the right. It looks alright, and we can just boost the iris just a tad here. Okay. So 28 minutes into the retouch, and let's see if we can just make Kelly just pop out a little bit more by creating a little bit of a vignette. So I kind of like that, and let's flatten that, and we're just going to, I love the staircase here in the back. I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger and flatten that. Okay, then I've got an action for my to just give the image a little bit of a boost. Okay, so what it does is it makes the darkest darker and the brightest brighter. I do kind of like that as it just did, but I think the dark's a little bit too dark, so it's a contrast here. Let's go 20 because there is quite a bit of contrast anyway to this image. I'm just watching the blacks in a jacket over here, so we don't want them to go too dark. I kind of like that, and if we take off the whole image, that's beautiful. Alright, cool. So that's that. So we've added a little bit of contrast, and I'm just going to do my overall sharpening now, which will sharpen the entire image. And then that's it. That's the retouch done. About 30 minutes on this particular image. I think the most time consuming thing was removing the light stand at the back there. But overall I'm very happy with this, and I'm sure Kelly will be happy with it as well. Thank you for watching. Yeah, and I'll be sharing some more things that I do over the next couple of days. So yeah, keep watching, and thanks again. Ciao.